don't have an outstreaming wire, let me tell you, you don't have electricity. You are in a blackout. And that is what many of the people are. They think they are having electricity, but they are in darkness. And another thing, which is also crazy, is that people have been used. They have adapted the old energies. They are used to be in darkness to an extent when light comes, they are scared of it. They are seeing it like something new, scared of it, because they are stuck in the darkness. They are just used. All of their lifetimes they have been in darkness. Therefore, light to them is something scary. And that is what religious people are. They are scared of grander truths, calling them blasphemy, satanic, because they are used to be in darkness. Therefore, light to them is something scary. And not, Sheila, and not unless people awaken to the truth that only through change is where change comes. It's not getting stuck into one box. Because it is very funny when someone has locked themselves in a box for many years, and when you take them outside of the box, they feel uncomfortable because there are no four corners of walls of the box. They are used to be within the box. Now, if they see a big space, it becomes scary to them. So this is how crazy the situation is. So people are just, this season, everyone I meet, I don't want to, in fact, many people I'm talking with them, nowadays I'm telling people the truth. Listen, not everything you are is about asking me like I'm the guru, I'm a what. I'm not the guru. Myself, I'm struggling to work upon myself. I'm having my own struggles, Sheila. No matter how smart I'm pretending to be, I am struggling with my own struggles. I am human in flesh and blood like everyone else. I have stupid emotions as everyone else, but I'm just trying to be aware of them. Wherever it rises, I take note of it. Therefore, I'm telling people to get focused on working upon themselves, seek time to be in solitude. They don't have to do nothing, just to be with themselves. Sheila, there is plenty of God, there is plenty of guidance. It needs people to be still. There is a lot of guidance. And the sad part is that in the midst of this plenty of guidance, there are a lot of dramas people are creating, and there are a lot of chaos outward. People are stuck into outward. That's why they are missing a lot of things. This world can change in a minute to be a better place. Because all the stupidity we are doing as humanity, hating one another, fighting one another, judging one another, hey, we can do better than that. We have that capability, Sheila. We have every human. Let me tell you one thing. What people don't know, they think that some other people are evil. Everyone has got a capability to love. Everyone. No matter how dark they seem to be. That's why a demon can be salvaged to be an angel. And an angel can fall to be a demon. So it is how someone works upon themselves. And every other human has all the capability of love and compassion, have got all the capabilities of seeing God in each and every other person. But the thing is that humanity is stuck in denial and judgment and separation. That's why we cannot become better versions of ourselves. We are denying when our negative emotions rises, or we are experiencing negative things or situations outside, we are denying them because of our judgment that this is not of God. These are demons who are bringing issues to me. This one is Satan bringing me trials. So therefore I rebuke it, I deny it. You deny it, you judge it, it's not part of you. Like it is not of God. And yet again, like there is something else outside of God. When you say something is not of God, is not divine, is ungodly, like we have a long list as humanity of the things which are ungodly and not of God. We have got a long list of. But God is not aware of this list, because God by himself, he knows not of anything existing outside of himself. In fact, the outside of God does not exist. The only things which are not divine and not of God and ungodly are the things which we have listed as humanity, things which we have separated from God. That this one is not of God. God says everything is within me, of me, and me by themselves. But to us, we are telling God, hey, listen, these ones are not yours, we are putting them, they are ungodly. And if people knew that the same amount of love, that God gives to a saint, by the same measure is the same amount of love that God gives to a demon. What we call a Satan is loved by God unconditionally.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Unconditionally. People will say, oh, Satan is fighting against. God is not fighting against Satan. He is never fighting. God cannot fight against himself, because there's nothing which exists outside of himself. For him to fight something, it should exist outside of himself. But because people are learned, our intellectual minds are deceiving us, that we can define what is of God, what is not of God, what God is, what he likes, what he doesn't like. God does not have likes and dislikes. If you ask one human, if you ask a human, when you ask a human, what is that which you don't like within yourself to be chopped off? They will refuse, even a nail. But to God, there are things which God does not like and which he likes. There are things which he favors, which he doesn't favor. There are where he sends blessings, where he sends wrath. No. God is just is. Is not this or that. And yet again, he is both sides of each aspect. But me, I'll say, like I always say, I think there is somewhere where we got stagnated. Something went wrong. I don't know where. We got stagnated and we got brainwashed big time because Sheila to the one thing I came to realize is that you can, even these people of spirituality who say they are unlearning things. Yes, you can learn, you can unlearn things, but Sheila, there is something you have to know. You can never unknow what you have known. You can never unknow. You can unlearn, but you can never unknow. So many people are unlearning, but they are sticking to what they have known. And the reason why you can never unknow what you have already known is because there is no delete button in consciousness. Nowadays I'm telling people, be careful on what you want to know. Be careful on what you want to know. Because immediately you know it, you can never unknow it. To unlearn is to unlearn and is to like to unlearning is to an attribute. And knowing is to a concept. So when you know a concept, it cannot be deleted. You can only unlearn some attributes. That I was this, now I'm that. I prefer that. But you cannot unknow. And what we have been brainwashed on what God is much. We have been brainwashed from the top of the head to the sole of the feet. That's why many people are struggling. Us who are in spirituality ourselves, there are some things we will come upon them in spirituality, but we always first like get shocked and take one step back, like, wow, but this question marks, because of the program which is in us. So it's like we have to go back to the basics first to get the definition and description of God. And yet again, God cannot be defined and described. That is where the problem comes. Because people, even in spirituality, are trying to define what God is. For anything to be defined and described, there has to be something else outside of itself, so that it can describe that. And to God, nothing exists outside of himself. Therefore, if there is no one outside of God, no one can define or describe what God is. Sheila, when people tell you God is this and is like this and like that, it is a scam. Last time I said, the whole story of existence is a story. It is a storybook where the author, who is God, is outside of the book. We are the characters here. A character cannot know the author, but because this author participates with every character, you can experience God because he participates with every character in this story, in this novel. But a character, like there is a novel and then a character to define the author, it is a scam. Sheila, if you write a story and you make characters inside, do you think the characters which you have characterized in your novel can define and describe you? They can't. So this is where the trouble is beginning. Trying to define God something which cannot be known. God can never be known. No matter how many gurus come up together, meditate for 40 days and 40 nights plus fasting on top, no one can know God. But no one can know God, but everyone can be that. Cannot know God like you are going to define God. He likes this, he has 10 commandments, he has this and that, he is a big man from here, he's a all these are earthly concepts just to give us an idea of what God is, but even calling him God is not valid. Immediately there is an attraction of an identity or a name. What you have defined, what you have described, what you have identified is not that, but it is part of that. So it is to be still, because actually me, I think God is just some essence which just we need to be still, flow with it, so that it participates.
It connects us.
Yes, and participates with us in this reality. Not dramatizing. All what we have been doing in religion and as spirituality is dramatizing. We are dramatizing a lot of things about God. We just have to be, Sheila. We just have to be. Forget about dramatizing God. He wants you to face this side to sit this yoga position. Sheila, God has got no systems. When I say this ascension process is unique to each and every person, it is unique, Sheila. When you face east, someone else is facing west, other one is facing the other direction, another one is worshiping on top of the tree, another one is worshiping at the river, another one is worshiping on top of the mountains, another one is chanting in tongues, another one is chanting in their traditional language. Sheila, everything is valid. The omnipresence of God. To find God is acknowledging the omnipresence, period. Not only acknowledging, but honoring the omnipresence. Immediately, Sheila, you are honoring the omnipresence of God. Something called thanksgiving, that which God says, come to me with thanksgiving. That which we call thanksgiving and gratitude becomes something very simple. It will be your life. When you honor the omnipresence of God, thanksgiving to you will be something very, very simple, and gratitude. Because if something negative happen outside of you, when you experience negative people outside, yours is honoring that this is part of the omnipresence of God, this is of God, and within it is God, behind it is God, within it is divine, it is divine. Thank you, God, for this. No matter how crazy it is, thank you, God. Because you have honored the omnipresence of God. The omnipresence of God does not mean God can be there and not here. The omnipresence of God means that God is in everything, even in Satan. As Satan does not reside outside of God, is within God. And it's not that I'm saying that we should embrace like darkness and evil and be negative persons. No. It is acknowledging, Sheila, that which is in existence. That which exists can never be non-existence, period. That which exists cannot be non-existent. And that which exists is in existence. And existence is within God. You just have to acknowledge this is a crazy situation. I acknowledge it. But me, I know it is from God. Therefore, I seek the author of this negative situation. You have to acknowledge, Sheila, you can never deny something which is already existing. You can't deny. Immediately you deny something which is in your physical reality, no matter how ugly it is. Sheila, immediately you deny it, you have denied God, because existence is what God is. That's why I'm telling people, even darkness, Satan, you just have to acknowledge, yes, man, you are present in this existence. But me, I'm claiming you are outer. Anything which is not of God, anything which is not divine, does not exist in this existence. Anything which is not of God does not exist. So immediately anything has come up in your reality, it is in existence. That's why you have experienced it. Therefore, you have to acknowledge it. It is part of God. No denial, no judgment. Because immediately you deny that, denial comes from judgment. You judge it. And then you deny it. After you deny it, you separate from it. Meaning that because it is of God, you have denied God, you have judged God, you have separated from God. When Jesus said, do not judge and condemn, he knew what he meant. He knew clearly. Because there's nothing in existence which you can judge. You cannot judge anything which is divine. You can't judge anything which is divine, which is godly and of God. And as God by itself, you can't judge it. Lest you want to be judged. When you judge it, you deny to separate it. As I always say, what you deny and separate from, you have put into the cave of darkness. The deepest cave of darkness. And as it has not denied you, and it is in the cave of darkness, that cave of darkness calls you to come and participate in the cave of darkness with that part which is one with you, which you have denied and separated from. That's why negative situations are becoming more crazier. Shit is expanding outward. Is because we have been called into the cave of darkness. Now we are participating in the cave of darkness to experience that negative experience you have judged. It's not about procedures, about systems, about this one is of God, that one is not of God. It's not about anything outward, any concept. Sheila, there is no concept to God. There is no concept. If God is omnipresent, there is no concept of experiencing God, finding God, to be one with God. If God is omnipresent, there is no system. Which position you are seated, sleeping, what you are wearing, whatever you are doing, whatever, God is. Each individual part of your body, from your hair to your sole of the foot sole, is one with God, part of God, and God by themselves as individual parts, even the cells. Therefore, if you have trillions of cells in your body, Sheila, you have trillions of cells in your body running around, and you are still struggling to find God. And each single cell has got its own consciousness. Each single cell of the trillions of cells are God by themselves. And people are struggling to find God. Do you know why? It is because we have complicated God. God allows everything. You complicate God, he gets complicated. You say God is up in the sky, Sheila, until you take a spacecraft, you will experience God. But until then, you will seek this God, but you won't find him. Upo. Sheila.
Nakusikia.
So that is the truth of the matter. You just have to, it is just expanding your awareness. You just have to expand your awareness and your knowing. Period. Awareness and your knowing. And it doesn't, Sheila, you cannot, you do, like, even if you don't have outward guidance, Sheila, you just have to be. Guidance comes. I'm telling you, right now, there is a lot of guidance, Sheila. Trust me. There's a lot of guidance, Sheila. Every day, I am receiving new insights. For this 1 week, Sheila, I've received new insights. And there was a time, like 2 days ago, there was something I was struggling with. This thing was, I will sometimes hear teachings that there is a state which you can achieve, where you will like feel like, hey, I lack nothing, and I need nothing. The state of completeness. Imagine, for the first time I experienced it, and it was like, wow. Shida nakwambia ilikuwa kwa usiku saa 8. It was like, wow. Like, it is true. Sheila, there is a state you can drop to, and you will feel that you are in the state of completeness. That state, like you need nothing, like you just are. I laughed literally, like, shit. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of homework and done. And people are very busy, start to the outward, on the news, who's fighting who, now on politics in Kenya. Sheila, people are very busy running up and down on politics, and I'm just laughing. And I'm asking myself, with all these trails of campaigns, people propagating that they are great and great leaders, they will help people. Why should there be campaigns if you are great? Why should you campaign if you are great? Why should you campaign if you are great? Bring elections, like, hey, next week is elections, everyone bring names, okay, we are voting. Because it is, what works have you done to be great? Or they are playing they are playing Great Britain. Because Great Britain, no one said it was Great Britain. They just branded themselves Great Britain. It's not like they came to Africa and did good things and we said, wow, look at Britain, how great it is. No, they did nothing. They say we are great, the Great Britain. It doesn't work like that. Do something great and wait people to say, hey, Sheila, you are great. Not going around saying, I am great. I am a great person. I am a great leader. It doesn't work like that. Titles wait them to come from people through the works which you are doing. That's why I'm saying all these dramas, politics dramas, it's just bullshit. If genuine elections should be, hey, next week is elections, bring names, let people vote. Not going to convince people that you are great. Do you need to convince people that you are great? Why don't you show people that you are great instead of convincing them with words? And people will be buying to that. When you go to a crowd of people and tell them, I am great, people start celebrating you. Hey, you are great. We are dumb. Greatness does not advertise itself. It doesn't scream. Greatness is still and silent. And it cannot be seen by eyes. Greatness can be seen by hearts only. Because when you are doing good works, you are going to touch hearts of other people. That is where greatness is realized by other people. Not going around saying, great, I'm great. And the worst thing which is happening, Sheila, I'm telling you, all these dramas we are seeing here is all about the shit which is coming ahead. Sheila, believe me, if we are not careful, sorry, drink some water, someone is choked here. Sheila, I was telling you, if we are not careful, people are just thinking everything is just simple like that. But if we are not careful, Kenyans are going to be awakened through a very painful experience. Have you realized the insults and the shit which has increased of this week, last week? Have you seen it? Leaders throwing insults to one another. It is, I'm just grieving like, man, we can do better than this.
Imagine unaangalia na ati unaamba mulokole unashindwa
People are insults, deep insults. Sheila Maze, I'm not going to vote. I will never vote. All the leaders are talking shit, Sheila. They are talking shit from the top to everywhere. They are just, instead of focusing on themselves, they are pointing fingers. That one is a thief. That one is a robber. That one is a prostitute. That one. What is that, Sheila? What you see in another person is a reflection of who you are, Sheila. What you see in another person is a reflection of who you are, Sheila. Each leader in Kenya who has pointed finger to another leader that he is a thief, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you the grander truth. Themselves are thieves. It takes a thief to identify a thief. Kenyans should wake up. It takes a thief to identify a thief. Me, you can't tell me that person is a thief. I'll tell you are a thief. A lot of insults. Like, hey, the other day I was just saying, wow, we can do better as humanity. Politics is not about separation. True politics is not about separation and creating camps and enmity. It's not about that. People who are, our leaders think that they are wise. Sheila, they think that they are wise. but they are the most stupid people and foolish. Let me tell you, if they cannot use wisdom, they don't have wisdom. Sheila, they don't have wisdom, because someone with wisdom, you'll realize it from what they speak. Wisdom is in the throat chakra. What one speaks is wisdom. Wisdom can only be realized in someone through their speaking. It is not by surrounded by religious people, religious people pretending to be this and that. It is what you speak. And look what they are speaking, what they are talking. The insults, deep insults. Sheila, I don't know where we are going, but I'm not voting. Because all the leaders, they have been talking trash to one another. All of them. Instead of focusing on their agendas, talking on their agendas, what? If someone talks of their agenda, what is the problem? Yeah, someone else is a thief. It's them, it's not you. So why is it itching you? And you don't need to tell people that one is a thief. If someone is a thief, people will know it's a thief. You don't need to go and propagate everywhere. Hey, that one is a thief. That one is a robber. That one is a prostitute. I don't know. Hey, Sheila. I say we just have to wake up. If we are not careful, Sheila, let me tell you, Kenyan collective, if we are not careful, we are going to awaken through a painful experience. Trust me on this, Sheila. I'm telling you,
Sasa wewe mwenyewe ulituambia ati hatuwezi kuwawekeni watu. Sasa sisi tufanye nini sasa?
Sheila, this is what happens. You don't need peace. I say peace is just but the state of consciousness. Peace starts with you, within you. If everyone will just be starting to have peace within themselves in the country, this bullshit will not be going around like this. But everyone else is stuck outward, not within them. Everything, there are things which are states of consciousness. People are saying peace. Nothing can bring peace. Words don't bring peace. Weapons can't bring peace. Peace is a state of consciousness. And the funniest thing, all the leaders, they are religious, they are born again, they are this and that, but they are the worst. Sheila, I always say, the reason why judgment shall start from the church before it reaches the bars and the brothels is because the devil is in the church. Devil is what we call as devil and Satan is not stupid to go and hide in a brothel, in a bar. He will hide himself where you are not going to seek and flush him out. You are busy looking for bars and brothels, people having their nice time to flush out the demons while they are in the church. So for me, the only way I'm helping is I'm trying to be in the state of peace by myself. Number one. Number two, anyone who comes to me, if they are led to me, I will tell them, hey, it's not about this and that. And actually, politics, or elections is not about I win, you lose. Sheila, it's not about this. It is about win-win. It is about equal representation of all aspects of life. All, Sheila, when I'm saying all aspects of life, all aspects of life. Beggars, managers, those who have different sexual orientations, they have their rights. I'm telling you, there's nothing God is not. We can't judge that these ones cannot be presented because they are gay, they're homosexuals, or they are this and that. No, Sheila. It's not that. We can't judge them because there's nothing God is not. Some were born like that from their mother's womb. Some were made to be that by men. And some are like that for the glory of God. Sheila. Everything. Last time I was telling someone else, listen, you want to experience God? Everything you are doing, do it for the glory of God. Even shitting in the toilet, do it for the glory of God. And see what happens. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But all in all, I'm not praying for peace. Myself, I'm trying to be in peace. Sheila, you cannot change the world. If you want to change the world, change yourself. Change starts with you. Be the change you want to see. People are praying to God, oh, bring this, oh, God do this, God do this, while they cannot be that. They want things to come. Be that which you want to experience. Be that which you want to see. You want to see a better country? Be a better person. Not judging other people, these are things, these are that. Be a better person. Don't be biased. See God in everything. See the divine in everything. And be grateful to God to everything and everyone. Sheila, we are hanging on a thin thread. I'm telling you. We are hanging on a thin, very thin thread. If we don't awaken from our foolishness, it will snap. These are the times when everything is going to be revealed. Sheila, everything is going to be revealed. It is the time of revelation. Everything is going to be revealed, including here in Kenya, and we are going to experience it big time. It's going to be painful. Me, I'm prepared, and I don't care. Even if it takes me bleeding blood because of the terms which I don't care. We chose it as humanity. I have no choice. I'm prepared, let it come. That's why I'm working myself to be in peace, to reside within when it is still calm. While it is still calm. Because when chaos starts, when turmoil starts outside of ourselves, if you are not used to residing within, it will be very hard to ground within. But the truth of the matter is this. Let us prepare. Let us prepare. We are going to see change. We are going to vote. Whatever happens, whether there will be it will be clean voting or there will be manipulations of this and that, but Sheila, let us wait. One year along the line, same date like today, I will remind you, Sheila, what did I tell you? Let them leaders throw insults. Let them do anything. They can call each other names, insult one another, separate Kenyans into factions. But Sheila, they will realize it when it is too late. They will test, Sheila, when you are digging a hole for someone else, be reminded that you are already in a hole. Don't say that I'm digging it deeper so that that person, when he enters in the deepest hole. Let me tell you, the deeper you go, you are digging, the deeper you are in the hole. This is what is happening with Kenyan leaders. They are all digging holes. Instead of getting out of the holes, they are digging deeper and deeper. I will come to remind you, Sheila. It's crazy. Yani tu mimi naona tu watu huruma. And when I want to, sometimes I want to say, oh, God have mercy, but God have got nothing to give us. He has no mercy to give us. God gave us everything. Kenya should just wait for some surprise, for some shock. We're going to vote. Whoever's going to come in, they're going to come in. But let us wait for the surprise. Down the 1 year. Let us wait. Sheila, not 2 years. 1 year, Sheila. 1 year. Down 1 year. 1 year is going to bring a lot of things. Our leaders cannot be told. They know everything. Down 1 year. For me is to wish them well. They want to insult one another. They want to divide Kenyans into groups. Well, they can go on. Kenyans who want to participate in the division, it is a free will planet. Everyone can do whatever they want to do. It is well with their souls. But every action has got an opposite reaction.